This video was sponsored by Enhance, NeoWatt, ABRP, Elbilmek, Kempower and EB Hub. Yo, what's up? You know the free airport service that I've been offering has some nice advantages. For example, this Model S just arrived now. It has over 300,000 on the odometer, upgraded 90 kWh battery, but okay, it's just gonna be parked here. I just want to measure how much drain do we have. Well, so actually, let me see what. Yeah, I have these cars here. It's getting less now towards the end of summer, and also there's a plug-in hybrid here. I took it for a spin yesterday. I measured the range on the plug-in hybrid. That was interesting. Asked, of course, the owner for permission first, and then the Juniper also asked the owner if I can put some screen protector from Jova and some phone holder in it. But okay. About this car. Yes, Model S 85. Let me show you. So I just charge it to 65%. Doesn't matter, right? Just topped it up to 65%. Rolled down now. 6 in the morning on the 31st of July. We tried to measure it after maybe 1 week. Yeah, I will of course not move the car or wake him up. I don't know if the owner will check it or whatever, but okay. But yeah, wait, 64 now. Okay, it's 64. It was all right. It means that it's 64.4 maybe. Yeah, that's how Tesla counts stuff. Wait, it's doing some work here. I think it's defragging the hard drive. Yeah. Oh yeah, it has this. Okay. Whatever. But all right. So let me show you here, if you guys are interested. The owner is a car guy. He used to work at Volvo. So yeah, 341,000 kilometers. But you see, it says Model S90. So it's the 90 rear-wheel drive now. So they upgraded it on warranty. So yeah, the owner was lucky. But okay, whatever. Just gonna measure it, let the car sit here for a while, and then we see how much it drains. Because I remember earlier this summer, I had another Model S sitting over there. I don't know if you guys noticed. It has like lots of drains. After just, it wasn't this car. After 1 week, the charge had dropped maybe 10%, right? So I have to keep charging that car, always be charging it. So we're gonna see about this then, if it has the same drain or not. Well, interesting. I consider using this car as a test car for showing the Jova lights in the trunk. It's battery-driven trunk lights. And then the newer cars, they actually have pretty nice lights like the Juniper. But then the old cars, they don't have good lights. But I did upgrade it on Millennium Falcon, just changing the LED. But then when I was looking here, where's the light supposed to be on the Model S? But then I noticed that he has something here. It seems like I told him he was a car guy, right? He has upgraded something here, a 12-volt outlet. Maybe he stole the light outlet or the plug to whatever to get this instead. Okay. Wait, does this mean that he has a subwoofer or no subwoofer? Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a while now since I've been testing these Teslas. But okay, whatever then. I'll just leave it like this for, let's say, 1 week. Yeah, Elon ate my cat. And then we see. And I don't have any physical key. That's what I would like about these Teslas, that I don't need to have a physical key. So if I would not be home, then he can just come back and pick the car himself, right? And I don't have to return anything. But let me see, what I can do is here, yeah, I just lock it here. There, okay, alles gut. It's now 11th of August. It's been 11 days and 7 hours since we checked it initially. So, yeah, I will see now. Is it? Yeah, so the suspension has sagged a bit. But let me check here on this side. Both sides supposedly, but the front is not that bad. Okay, the guy is coming home tonight. Wait, strange. I opened the app and it was responding on the app. I need to unlock manually. Okay, might be a bit hot in here. Oh, I haven't cleaned the car. Wow, it is a bit dirty. Maybe I should vacuum clean it a bit. Okay, it needs to power up. Okay, maybe I want to turn off HVAC for now. Wow, is this MCU1? It is kind of slow, but I saw on the app briefly. But let's check here again. There it comes now, 56%. Okay, what the heck, man? That sound. It sounds like the hard drive is defragging. Well, okay, so we started with 64%. Now we are at 56%. So we lost only 8% over 11.3 days. So that becomes 0.7% per day. Or in 1 month, it's roughly 21%. So, I mean, yeah, that's still a lot compared to the more modern cars. They only lose maybe a couple of percent per month. I'm not sure what the suspension, it claims to be on standard. Let me try to push the brake. Yep, I can hear. Air suspension is pumping up. Okay. Are we good now? Well, I think, is it still working? I hear some kind of humming here. Oh yeah, okay, that's more normal. All right. So yeah, it was a bit misunderstanding. I thought he would come tomorrow night, but he's gonna come tonight. So no problem, I will plug it in for him, maybe charge it to 80%. And then I can use this plug here. Yeah, the Metron cable. Awesome. Wait, there. Okay, good. So this guy has enough juice. He will. Yeah, he will. I don't remember. Was that this guy? I think it was the Model 3 dude, and also the Model S will come home tonight, and then the hybrid is coming home tomorrow night, and the Leaf will still be here. But I want to check the battery status on the Leaf. Okay, we're charging now, even though it's probably not needed. He lives just an hour away, but I was like, whatever. So I have it here in the Easy app, but I'm gonna turn on the schedule, start it from 10 in the evening. Yeah, because then the net layer or the grid fee is lower during night. Yeah, between 2 and 6 we have lower price, so no rush, just do it like this. And yeah, I never use Tibber grid rewards anymore. It's almost pointless. Very, very little bonus you get from it. And then, as always, I use the Ryobi grovstøvsuger. Don't have to do this, but it's just, I don't know. I find it very satisfying to just vacuum clean people's cars because it looks so messy now. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. Just a 5-minute suck and then a lot better, that's what he said. All right, he's at 71%, 91,000 kilometers on the odometer. And then in Leaf Spy, it looks like this. Battery is sitting at 14 degrees Celsius. I guess that's okay. Yeah, it cools down during the night and then it heats up slightly during the day. So it's supposedly 19 degrees now, and then at night it can drop as low as 8 to 10 degrees. So I'm gonna test this maybe in 1 week or something. I will charge the car, but normally when I charge the car, the temperature will rise. The Leaf battery is actually kind of bad in many ways because it seems to have not so low internal resistance, unlike, for example, the e-Golf battery that also has no thermal management. So even just AC charging the battery will heat it up. Even just like driving it also heats it up. Well, okay, if we go here, okay, it's kind of small here, but see, can you see anything? There. So 40 kilowatt hour, yeah, and then almost 100 amp hour. State of health is reported as 86%. I guess maybe it's not too bad, right? Yeah. seems to be in good shape, this Leaf. It is a common fault with the Leaf. I've never seen before, because the press cars I tested back then, they were brand spanking new. Yeah, maybe it just needs a bit of glue. Probably no big deal. And then, what are those scratch marks in here? Okay, anyway, just gonna leave it there for now. So I think that's gonna be it for this episode, a short one, just a little update about the free airport parking. You know, many people say, well, Bjorn, why do you do this? You know, what is the gain? Well, I just like stuff like this. You know, you clean the car, you know, it's satisfying for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't do that. And then when it comes to space, we already have available space here. So that's fine. One thing I should mention, some people said, yeah, what if there is a fire here, right? Then I'll be responsible for it. Actually, no. If there's fire here, I have bigger problems. But when it comes to the cars here, each car, they have their own insurance is what counts. The same if you go park at somewhere else, like Gardermoen parkering or somewhere, it's your own insurance that, you know, any fire insurance, whatever you have, it's the one that counts. Unless there is, of course, something like severely going on, like, I don't know, like if it's clearly their fault, then that's different. But yeah, so just bear that in mind, that if you go somewhere public parking, they don't have insurance that covers your car. You need to make sure that your car has the fire insurance if that is important. But yeah, so tonight I will get rid of 2 of these cars. Yes, they will disappear. So also the plug-in hybrid is being charged up now, sitting at 100%. I might take the GLB over to the airport and pick them up so that they can start with full tank. Yeah. But then in general, I want to use the people's own cars, because it's more practical, because then you just load your luggage straight into your car at the terminal, and then I just shuttle them back here, and then they go, right? So no lumping with the luggage and stuff. But yeah, but then when I go and pick them up, I will be taking up one space. It depends how busy or how many people are traveling that car. Some people actually, usually the father or the guy, right? They will come back here with me just to shuttle me back home, and then they go back to the terminal and get the rest of the family because they need 5 seats, for example, right? So yeah, so it depends. And also it's more practical when I pick them up that I use their own car, because then they recognize the car, rather than telling them that, oh, you have to look for a blue Mercedes GLB, you know, and they were like, what the heck is a GLB, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, for now, no problem. I actually enjoy doing this, and at least I feel happy that I'm able to help people. As long as I'm home, available, not busy, then I can go pick them up and deliver them. It's not too long. It's just hammer. It takes 8 minutes for me to hammer over to the terminal and then back again. So like no more than 20 minutes total, right? And it's still free. And you can contact me at teslabjorn@gmail.com if you want the parking here. But I wonder, you know, I realize that it's very nice to get the car served here. For example, the Model 3 there, I can use it to review some Jova products, you know? Same with the Model S if you wanna, but then the Jova products, they tend to be more towards the newer Teslas. So very convenient, but also maybe I should invite people to, I will encourage or give priority to some cars, because I realize that cars coming here, as long as they give me permission to do stuff with it, then that would be great. Actually, many people who come here and park here, without me asking, they say, Bjorn, so if you want to test the car, you know, do whatever degradation test, the range test or whatever, feel free to do that. So I'm like, okay, thank you very much. But most of the time, I don't have time for that. So just stay here. But maybe for convenience, I get the carbs served right at my doorstep. I don't have to do that go somewhere, pick up a car, leave whatever press car there maybe, and then what if they need to use or whatever, you know, so it's extra overhead. So maybe if someone has a car I can use for 500-kilometer challenge, you will get first priority on the airport parking. We talk about this in the live stream. How about a Renault Zoe, the Q110? or the, you know, the one with the Camelon charger, the 43 kilowatt, 22 kilowatt SoH, or at least the 40 kilowatt hour SoH. The 52, the 500 kilometer challenge, I have some criteria, is that the 50-50 or the 555 is that it should have no more than 50 kilowatt hour battery when it was new. It shouldn't cost more than 500k or 50,000 euros maybe, roughly, when they were new. And then it should be more than 5 years old. Yeah, but I wonder, for example, the Skoda Citigo E, that has only 36.8 kilowatt stunden, right? And it charges slow, 35 kilowatt. Or the FL300 e-Golf, yeah. And then maybe SoH. The SoH will be freaking like epic 500 kilometer challenge. Which is like, I don't know if you can find enough 22 kilowatt AC. It cannot charge on single phase. Yeah, it needs TN. It needs 400 volt, and that thing, oh man, is one of the worst EVs out there. Yeah, along with maybe the Mercedes-Benz B-Class electric and the Ford Focus electric. Those are freaking shite, man. Yes, 11. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so yeah, so if you guys have the car and you just happen to want to go to the airport, you know, you can come park here. And if it's okay for me to use the car, great. But yeah, I have to look, you know, it depends on the time schedule and everything. This week is not too busy. Next week I'm going to be super busy with the Xpeng P7 Plus and also the Model Y L. No, the Model Y Standard, yes. Model Y L will come later. So it depends which week and so on. But I mean, it's fine. For now, it's great. Yeah. Kostenlos is always the best, or actually gratis. Yeah, that's what they say it in Deutsch. So that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.